Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into Jahannam, the Islamic conception of hell. We're going to break down its incredibly detailed structure, what its eternal torments are really like, and the wild, cataclysmic end of the universe that comes first, all based on a really powerful and vivid account of the subject. So let's just jump right in with this staggering fact from our source material. The fire in Jahannam isn't just a little hotter than what we know. It's 79 times more intense. We're not talking about a difference in degree here. This is something else entirely. It really sets the stage for a realm of punishment that is on a completely different scale from anything we can imagine. But before anyone even gets there, our own universe has to end. And the account doesn't start with fire and brimstone. No, it starts with a sound, a single, final blast that brings everything to a sudden, violent stop. Imagine this for a second. The angel Israfil unleashes a sound wave so powerful that it doesn't just travel through things, it literally dismantles them. The source describes this as a cataclysmic chain reaction that starts on a global scale and then just rips through the entire cosmos. This is the beginning of the end of time itself. And what's just wild here is how fast it all collapses. Our source lays out a timeline of just 60 seconds. Think about that. In a single minute, everything we know, our greatest cities, our technology, even the sun and the moon, the very fixtures of reality, are just switched off. It's a complete and total unraveling. So after all that chaos, what's left? A void. An absolute deafening silence falls over a dead universe. And the source has this incredible way of putting it, describing the silence as being so profound, it feels more present, more real than the life it just replaced. A silence that's almost more alive than death. That silence, though, it's not the final act. Our source details that it's broken by a new divine command, which kicks off the resurrection of all of humanity for the final day of judgment. And just like that, in a single moment, everyone who has ever lived is brought back. They're all standing on this barren plain, stripped of everything. No status, no wealth, nothing. It is the ultimate equalizer. And to make things worse, the sun is hanging agonizingly close overhead, just baking them in this intense anxiety as they wait for their judgment. And this is where you see this stark visual split. People are sorted into two very different looking groups. Their own faces literally show their spiritual state. Some are radiant, shining with light. Others are dark, as if made of ash and despair. And the final verdict? It's handed to them in a book, a complete record of every single thing they did in their life. For those who get their record in their left hand, well, the source gives us their exact words. This cry of pure anguish. It's that moment of absolute, irreversible regret. They know their fate is sealed, and they wish they could just cease to exist rather than face what's coming next. Okay, so now we arrive at the final destination for the condemned, Jahannam. And what's interesting here is that the source doesn't describe it as some chaotic, fiery pit. No, it's described as a meticulously organized prison with a very clear and deliberate structure. And guarding the gates is this imposing figure, an angel named Malik. He's literally created from fire, so he's immune to it, and his very being just reflects the harshness of the place he oversees. The source makes it really clear he is an instrument of pure justice, completely incapable of pity. As our source explains, Jahannam has these different gates, and each one leads to a level designed for a specific category of sinner. It's a hierarchical system where the punishment fits the crime. And what's really fascinating is that sins related to belief and public trust are often placed in lower, more severe levels than sins of, say, personal vice. MS. This is a crucial point. The lowest, most severe level of hell is reserved not for murderers or tyrants, but for the riyakars, people whose piety was all just a performance. This puts a massive emphasis on intention over the action itself. According to this account, the absolute gravest sin is religious hypocrisy. All right, let's step inside the gates now and really explore the environment of Jahannam, because the source describes it as so much more than just a place of fire. It's a full-on sensory experience of torment. So the first thing the inhabitants have to deal with is food. But this isn't anything you'd recognize. It's a tree called zakum, and it grows directly out of the fires of hell. This tree is described as being pitch black. Its fruit is grotesquely shaped, like the heads of devils. It's a total inversion of everything we think of as life-giving nature. Here in Jahannam, the very concept of food is just another instrument of torture. And of course, they eat it because they're desperately hungry. But instead of relief, it just brings a new internal torment. The fruit literally boils inside them like hot oil. And when they beg for water to put out this fire, they're given a boiling liquid that scalds their faces and tears apart their insides. It's not just the fire and the food either. The source describes a whole terrifying ecosystem. We're talking massive serpents the size of mountains, whose bite burns for 40 years, scorpions whose poison burns for 70. Even the ants have iron jaws. But crucially, the text says these aren't just random monsters. They are the physical embodiments of sins like arrogance, deceit, and betrayal. And this concept right here is absolutely central to how Jahannam is described. The torment is built to be eternal. There is no escape, not even through the destruction of your own body. As soon as the fire consumes your skin, it's instantly renewed so that the pain can be felt again and again and again with no end. So, after all of that, after witnessing the end of the universe and descending into these terrifying depths, what's the ultimate takeaway? What's the core idea of justice that this whole account is really built on? And here we are, the final, crucial insight from the source. Jahannam isn't presented as some arbitrary punishment from an angry God. It's a perfect mirror. The arrogance, the deceit, the cruelty you committed in life, those things don't just lead you to hell, they physically become your hell. The sin and the punishment are one and the same. And this leaves us with a pretty profound question to think about. What eternal reality are we building for ourselves right